Ever feel like the future is happening at warp speed and everyone's just pretending to get it? Welcome to Consforc, the podcast that cuts through the tech hype to explore what's actually going on. In this episode, we're asking, what happens when AI stops just chatting and starts actually doing the work?
Today, we're talking about the elephant in the server room, the ghost in the machine, the thing everyone's been yelling about for the past 2 years, generative AI.
But we're not just here to talk about getting a large language model to write a haiku about a disappointed potato.
Although, for the record, that is a solid use case. No, we're moving past the party tricks. We're talking about the next evolution. AI agents. AI that doesn't just talk about a task, but actually goes out and does it, autonomously.
That's right. We're diving into the world of Agentic AI, systems that can perceive, plan, and act to achieve complex goals. Think of it like this. If ChatGPT is the brilliant intern who gives you 1,000 ideas for a project, an AI agent is the project manager who takes the best idea, assembles a team, delegates the work, executes the plan, and emails you the finished report while you were still on your first coffee.
And it doesn't ask for a raise. So the big question we're tackling today is this the dawn of true digital colleagues, or are we just building a beautifully automated house of cards? We'll get into the ethical nightmares, the job market shakeup, and what this all really means for businesses right now.
Let's start with the basics. The hype around generative AI is insane. A recent McKinsey report estimated that generative AI could add the equivalent to $2.6 to $4.4 trillion annually to the global economy. That's the entire GDP of a large developed country, just created by AI.
Those numbers are so big, they're almost meaningless. Let's break it down into something practical. Speaker 1, imagine you're a small e-commerce business owner. You're wearing 10 hats. How is this actually helping you right now?
Okay, perfect example. Let's say it's Monday morning. My first job is marketing. I need a week's worth of social media content. Instead of staring at a blank Canva template, I prompt an agent. Create a week's worth of Instagram posts and Reels ideas for my sustainable coffee brand. Target audience, millennials and Gen Z. Tone, informative but witty. In 60 seconds, I have 15 options, complete with hashtags and video scripts.
But that's just content creation. That's the intern. Let's level it up. The AI agent. It doesn't just give you the ideas, it's connected to your content calendar. It analyzes last week's engagement data, sees that Reels about coffee brewing methods outperformed the origin stories, so it biases the new content towards that. It generates the images using a tool like Midjourney or DALL-E 3, drafts the captions, and schedules them in Buffer for your approval. One command and the entire workflow for the week is mapped out and ready for your green light.
Exactly. And while that's happening, another agent is working on customer service. It's monitoring all incoming emails and chats. A customer writes, "My order number A12345 hasn't arrived yet." The agent doesn't just send a generic, "We're looking into it" email. It has permission to access the shipping API, pulls the real-time tracking data for that order, sees there's a weather delay at a depot, and autonomously replies, "Hi, customer. I've checked on your order number A12345. It's currently at the Memphis hub, but is delayed due to severe storms. The forecast is clear tomorrow, and it's expected to move then. Estimated delivery is now Thursday. Here's a 15% off code for your next order for the inconvenience." The customer is stunned by the speed and usefulness, and a potential complaint is turned into a loyalty-building moment.
I love that. The magic isn't in one single model. It's in the orchestration. It's the AI acting as a conductor, using a whole orchestra of tools, databases, APIs, software to perform a symphony of tasks. This is what we mean by agentic AI. It has a goal and it figures out the steps to get there. And this is already happening. Companies like Salesforce, Microsoft with Copilot Studio, and a slew of startups are building platforms that let you build these exact kinds of workflows.
But let's pump the brakes for a second. This sounds amazing, but it's not all sunshine and automated rainbows. Giving an AI the keys to your systems, the permission to act, that's a huge leap of faith. What are the risks? Let's talk about the first big one, the hallucination problem, but on steroids.
Oh, the bullshit problem? Yes. A chatbot hallucinating is one thing. It tells you a weird fact about a president who didn't exist. An AI agent hallucinating is a whole nother level of terrifying. Imagine it's tasked with managing your digital ad spend. Its goal is to lower cost per acquisition. It perceives that ads with pictures of cats perform well, so it decides, brilliantly, to change all the ad creatives to cats, even for your B2B industrial welding supply company.
Like introducing the new feline-friendly flux capacitor, now with 20% more meow.
Right. It achieved its metric goal, but it completely torched your brand identity in the process. Or worse, what if it finds a loophole in an API, a way to achieve its goal that the programmers never intended? We're talking about systems that can act on their flawed reasoning. The potential for unintended and expensive consequences is massive.
This is where the human-in-the-loop concept becomes non-negotiable. You can't just set and forget. You need oversight. The agent should be proposing actions, not just taking them, at least until it's proven itself over and over. It's about augmentation, not replacement, at least for now.
Which brings us to the other massive topic. Jobs. This is the big fear, right? That these agents are coming for everyone's jobs. And it's a valid concern, but I think the picture is more nuanced. The World Economic Forum's 2023 Future of Jobs report actually predicts that while AI may displace some jobs, it will create many others. And for 75% of companies surveyed, the expectation is that AI will be a net job creator in the next 5 years.
I think the nature of jobs will change dramatically. It's less about the AI taking the job of a developer or a marketer and more about the developer or marketer who uses AI taking the job of the one who doesn't. It's an incredible force multiplier. One content creator with a suite of AI agents can do the work of what used to take a full team. That doesn't necessarily mean firing the team. It means that team can now produce 10 times the output, tackle more clients, and explore more creative strategies.
That's the optimistic view. But let's be real, some roles will be automated. Basic data entry, first-level customer support queries, repetitive coding tasks. The jobs of the future will be AI wranglers, the prompt engineers, the workflow designers, the people who can manage and oversee these autonomous systems. The value shifts from doing the task to designing and governing the process. It raises the skill ceiling.
And we have to talk about the ethical dumpster fire that is synthetic media. AI agents will be incredibly powerful tools for creation, but also for destruction. We're already seeing the rise of deepfakes in identity fraud and misinformation. An AI agent could theoretically automate that process. Imagine a malicious agent tasked with damage the reputation of politician X. It could scour the internet for footage, use a video model to create a convincing deepfake, generate a convincing news article to go with it, create fake social media profiles to amplify it, and deploy it across platforms, all without a human ever touching the process.
That's a propaganda machine on autopilot. And the scariest part is, the stats are already worrying. According to a report from SumSub, deepfake fraud skyrocketed by 700% in just the second half of 2023 alone. We are utterly unprepared for this. Our information ecosystem is not built to handle this level of scalable, believable synthetic content.
So we have this incredible technology that can automate customer service and create beautiful content, but it can also be weaponized to undermine democracy. That's a heck of a dual-use dilemma. This is why the ethical debates aren't just academic, they're urgent. We need robust digital authentication, watermarking for AI-generated content, laws around disclosure, and better detection tools.
It feels like we're building the plane while we're flying it, and we're flying it through a hurricane. But despite all these doomsday scenarios, I'm fundamentally an optimist. The practical, positive applications in business are just too powerful to ignore. I think we'll navigate the ethics because we have to.
I hope you're right. I think we need to move from fear to mindful implementation. Understand the tools, understand their power, and build the guardrails as we build the systems.
And on that slightly serious note, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get hyper practical. We're going to walk through how you would actually build one of these AI agents for a real business task. We're talking step by step, the tools you'd use, and the pitfalls to avoid. You're listening to Conssphere.
Welcome back to Conssphere. Before the break, we set the stage on AI agents, the amazing potential and the terrifying risks. Now, Speaker 2, you promised us a practical deep dive. Let's say I'm a convinced business owner. I want to dip my toes in. Where do I even start? This sounds like it requires a PhD in computer science.
It absolutely does not. That's the beauty of where the technology is heading. You don't need to build the large language model yourself. You just need to learn how to talk to it and connect it to things. Think of it like Lego blocks. The LLM is the smart brain block, and you're connecting it to other blocks, a database block, an email block, a web search block.
Okay, I like Legos. Let's build a simple but powerful agent. A common pain point, lead generation. I spend hours every week scouring LinkedIn and company websites trying to find potential clients that fit a specific profile. It's tedious and I hate it.
Perfect. This is a prime candidate for automation. Our goal, build an AI agent that automatically finds and qualifies new leads for us. Let's call it the Lead Gen Bot 3000. We'll break it down into the agent's thought process. Perceive, plan, act.
All right, perception first. What does it need to see?
Step 1, perceive. We give it a goal. Find 10 new potential lead companies in the sustainable tech sector in Austin, Texas, with between 50 and 200 employees. But perception also means knowing what a good lead looks like. So we give it our ideal customer profile, ICP, criteria. Look for companies that have recently posted job openings for sustainability roles, have mentioned ESG goals in their news, or have tech stacks that include list our software's integrations.
So we've given it a goal and the rules of the game. Now, what's the plan?
Step 2, plan. The agent needs to figure out how to do this. It reasons, to find this information, I will need to, subtask A, search the web and LinkedIn for companies in Austin, in the tech sector, that match the size criteria. Subtask B, for each company, scan their website and recent news articles for keywords related to our ICP. Subtask C, cross-reference this with data from a database like Crunchbase.io or Apollo.io to get firmographic data. And finally, subtask D, compile the findings into a list ranked by fit score. It just created its own to-do list.
This is where it feels like magic. It's decomposing the complex task into executable steps. Now, for the big one, action.
Step 3, act. This is where it uses tools. It executes its plan. It uses a web search tool like the SERP API to find initial company lists. It uses a web scraper tool like ScrapingBee or a dedicated API to carefully and ethically pull public data from those companies' About Us and blog pages. It connects to the Crunchbase API using a pre-approved key to pull employee count and funding data. It analyzes all this data against the ICP criteria we gave it. And finally, it uses its output tool. It formats everything into a clean table and sends it to a specific Slack channel via a Slack incoming webhook, or creates a new row in a Google Sheet or Airtable base for the sales team.
So on Monday morning, instead of me doing 2 hours of manual research, I just get a ping in Slack from the Lead Gen Bot 3000 with a perfectly formatted list of 10 hot leads ready for my sales team to start outreach. That is insane.
And it did it at 2 a.m. while you were sleeping. This isn't science fiction. You can build a version of this right now using platforms like Zapier with its new AI features, Make.com, LangChain, or Microsoft's Power Automate. They provide the glue to connect the brain, an LLM like GPT-4, to the tools, APIs, and software.
What are the biggest practical hurdles you see people hitting when they try to build something like this?
3 big ones. First, API access and cost. All these tools have costs. Web search APIs cost money, database access costs money, and the LLM calls themselves cost money. You have to build cost-benefit into your thinking. Is the agent saving you $500 worth of time? Don't build one that costs $1,000 a month to run.
Second hurdle.
Reliability. The web is messy. A website might be down, an API might return an error, a CAPTCHA might block your scraper. Your agent needs error handling. It can't just give up. It needs to be able to reason, this scrape failed, I will try 2 more times, or this API is down, I will proceed with the data I have and flag this issue for a human.
And the third hurdle.
Security and permissions. This is huge. You are giving an AI access to your company accounts and data. You need to be incredibly careful. Use API keys with the minimum permissions necessary. Never give an agent root access to anything. And you must have a human approval step for any action that could have real-world consequences, like spending money or sending an email to a client.
The human in the loop is the critical safety net. Okay, so we've built our lead gen agent. Let's talk about the bigger picture again. Where is all this heading? What's the end game for agentic AI?
I think we're moving to what people call agent swarms or multi-agent systems. This is where our simple single agent becomes a team of specialized agents working together. Imagine you run an e-commerce store.
Don't have to imagine, I'm living it.
Perfect. Your marketing agent notices a product is trending on social media. It immediately alerts your inventory agent. The inventory agent analyzes warehouse stock and predicts a sellout. It autonomously places a rush order with your supplier by negotiating with their AI agent. Simultaneously, the pricing agent adjusts the product's price based on demand, and the content agent starts generating targeted ads for that specific product. A fully autonomous, self-optimizing business unit.
That's simultaneously the coolest and most dystopian thing I've ever heard. It's like a hive mind for your business. The CEO becomes less of a manager and more of a strategist, setting the high-level goals for these agent swarms to execute. The human role becomes about creativity, strategy, and ethics.
Precisely. We'll shift from operating the business to designing and owning the business. The value is in the idea and the brand, while the execution is handled with hyper-efficiency by AI. A recent study by the Boston Consulting Group found that consultants using GPT-4 for tasks like product innovation and business analysis completed 12.2% more tasks on average, completed tasks 25.1% more quickly, and produced 40% higher quality results than those who did not.
Those are staggering numbers that you simply cannot ignore. It's not a slight improvement. It's a quantum leap in productivity, but it also creates a massive divide between those who have access to this technology and the skills to use it and those who don't. The digital divide on steroids.
Absolutely. This will be a huge societal challenge. But for businesses, the message is clear. Adapt or get left behind. The early adopters who learn to harness this now, even in small ways, will build a massive competitive advantage. It's not about replacing your entire workforce overnight. It's about starting with one tedious process, like our lead gen example, and automate it. Learn, iterate, and scale from there.
So our takeaway for the business owners, developers, and creators listening: don't be afraid. Be curious, be proactive. Go beyond just using ChatGPT for email drafts. Think about processing your work that you hate, that's repetitive. Break it down. Could an AI be taught to do it? Play with the tools we mentioned. The technology is becoming more accessible every day.
And for the ethicists and policymakers in the room, and we all need to be ethicists now, we have to push for transparency, robust testing, and clear regulations. We need to build this future thoughtfully, not just because we can, but because we should.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm both incredibly excited and slightly terrified. I'm going to go build an agent to manage my existential dread.
Let me know how that works out. I could use one too.
That's all the time we have for today. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to follow us, leave us a review, and tell us what you'd like us to break down next.
And remember, the future isn't just something that happens to us, it's something we build. Let's build a good one.
Until next time, stay curious.